Hey guys, it's Amber, and welcome back to my channel, and I'm so sorry I haven't uploaded like the past few months, but I've just been really busy, and I plan to keep it on track now. So I thought for this week I would tell you how I met Jacob Whitesides. So on March 15th, 2015, I had tickets to the Reflection Tour, and Jacob was the opening act, or one of them at least, so I had VIP tickets to meet him. We had gotten to the venue kind of early that morning. It was probably like 10 or 11, and the meet and greet was at 2. We just knew that he would come and meet fans as he got to the venue. When he finally got there, he walks off the bus and stuff, and he was waving. That's all he could really do, and I think he had to go rehearse or something. So later on, it was probably around 2, we knew that it was time to go and meet Jacob, so we started getting in line again. I drew a portrait of him, and then I had a tweet in my hand. Last summer I tweeted him, "I want to wear Jacob's Obey sweatshirt," in all caps. And then he quoted it and said, "You can have one of my hoodies the next time I see you, babe." So I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to happen. I'm going to get his hoodie. And so when it was almost time for me to go and meet him, I had my papers in my hand, and then Derek, his bodyguard manager person, takes them from me. And I was kind of freaking out because I kind of wanted to give it to him myself so I could see his reaction. And I was like, "Can I please give that to him?" And Derek said no. And I was like, "Are you serious?" And he said, "Yeah, I give him the papers." So I was like, okay. And then I was about to walk up, and then he hands them to me and says, "Oh, I think you should give this to him. You spent a lot of time on this." So I said, "Thank you." Right as soon as I walked behind the backdrop, Jacob pulled me into a hug. We were standing there for a few seconds just hugging, and then we stepped back and we were looking at each other, and he grabs my hair and he said, "Oh, your hair is so pretty," and my hair was curled. And I said, "Thank you," and then we were talking for a little bit, and then we were kind of standing side by side, and he had his arm around me. He was rubbing my back, and so I showed him the tweet, and he said, "Oh, baby, this is so good. I love it, thank you." I was like, "Of course." And then he goes to put it on the table, and then as he comes back, I show him the tweet, and he said, yes, I definitely have to give you one of my hoodies." We didn't talk logistics about it or anything, but he just seemed very determined that he wanted to give it to me. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. I'm going to get his hoodie. And then he pulls me into another hug, and then we go for our picture, and then we're still standing side by side, right? And then he's rubbing my back. Then he takes his opposite hand and pulls it over, and he said, "Can I hold your hand?" I was like, "Of course." So he was doing the thing, and then he was doing the thumb thing, and every second with this kid, my heart was melting even more. So then we hug again after we take our picture, and then I told him something, and then we hugged, and then I walked past the table, and as soon as I walked past the table, I just started sobbing, and honestly, I didn't think I was going to cry, but I was sobbing for a few hours. It was really bad. And so right as soon as I walked out the doors, me and Jaden and Ashlyn, my friends, we all got in this group hug, and we just started sobbing. And so there's a Starbucks across the street, so we started to walk across the street. And so we were in Starbucks for a little bit, charging our phones and whatnot. And then I think we had decided to go to a burger place next door. So we got all our stuff, and then as we're walking out the door, Ashlyn starts freaking out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what is going on? And then Mahogany walks in. And so if you don't know Mahogany, she's a DJ and stuff, and she was part of the MagCon back in the day. So we didn't think that we were going to meet her that day either. So we were just freaking out because it was awesome to meet somebody that you didn't know that you were going to meet. And so we got pictures of Mahogany and stuff. And then we went to the burger place, and we just had lunch, and then we decided to get back in line. And so there was a radio station there just playing music and stuff to occupy your time while you're waiting in line. So then it's around 6:30 or whatever, and then they let you in the doors, and so you go in the room, and then you just stand there and wait for the first act to come out. So the first act was Mahogany, and she was great, and then it was Jasmine V, and then Jacob Whitesides. As soon as he was done, he said, "If you buy my signed EP and then meet me out by the tour bus after the show, I'll come and meet you." So I was thinking, this is my opportunity. I have to get this so I can go and meet him after the show and get the hoodie. So after he was done, we like immediately got out of the crowd because people were pushing and shoving and it was just like really stressful. So we left and we went to the merchandise table. So at the merchandise table, I had gotten his shirt with all the songs from the EP. And then I had gotten the signed EP. We went back in the room while Fifth Harmony was performing and stuff. We were kind of standing in the back, like charging our phones. And so then me and Ashlyn go kind of towards the middle of the room and just start dancing. And so all of a sudden we turn around and round 2 crew is there. And I love round 2 crew. So we automatically like run to them. I first walked up to Chase. He said, "Oh, I love your necklace." And I said, "Thank you so much." And then we were taking a picture and stuff, and my hair was like behind me. So he was like kind of playing with my hair. And then I said, "Oh, you smell really nice." And he said, "Thank you, so do you." And we just like stood there for a second, just like staring into each other's eyes. It was like really intense. And like Chase is my favorite. So, my heart. So we took our picture, and then I went to Pape and got my picture with him. And my picture with Pape is so awful, but at least it's like a memory, I think. So and then I went back to both of them and said, "Can I get a picture with both of you?" And they're like, "Oh, yeah, of course." And so Chase kind of pulled me in closer to him. So I was like, "Oh, that's so cute." So then after that, we kept dancing at Fifth Harmony and whatnot. And then it was probably about 9:30, and like the concert was like almost over. I think it ended at 10. So we decided to just go outside and wait by the tour bus for Jacob. And so we're standing in line, kind of jamming and stuff, to this girl. She was playing Jacob's EP, so we're just dancing to it. And then it's probably like 10. It was probably a few minutes after 10. A bunch of girls start screaming, and we're like, "Oh my gosh, Jacob must be out here." So we wait in line for our turn to meet Jacob. And then right as soon as I got up to him, I said, "Jacob, Jacob, the hoodie." He said, "Yes, yes, yes. I wore this on purpose so I could give it to you." So that means he remembered me from the meet and greet. And I was so overwhelmed. And like you can see in the video, I like flail my arms. And so he had the sleeves up. So he unrolls the sleeves and then takes it off of his back like he was wearing it. As he was doing that, Derek was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, what are you doing?" And he said, "I promised it to her." Then he gives me the hoodie. And it still smells like him, and it is so, so comfy. And so after we took our selfie, I ran to Jaden and Ashlyn, and we all hugged there, and then we like started sobbing and stuff. And
Amber, oh my God! Amber! You got... She got his hoodie.
And so when I got home, I had stood in the driveway and I took a picture holding the hoodie. And then Chase and Jacob had taken a picture earlier that night. They had taken the picture probably like 20 minutes before they had gone out to come and meet us after the show. So I took my picture and then Jacob's picture with the hoodie on. And then I put them side by side and I said, "Jacob's hoodie." And then he retweeted it and favorited it. So I was already fragile enough that I met him that day. And then he retweets and favorites my tweet. And I was just like losing it. And that was probably the best day ever. I just want to thank Jacob for being so sweet. And if you guys like my video, you can like and subscribe. And then I will be posting next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.